September 23rd, 2025, the big track. The night the President's Cup gets decided, and the LRD Busch Grand National Series was the first to take the stage. Coleman Dollarhide set fast time in qualifying with a 12.700, but thanks to the invert, it was Carl Hagg on the pole.
Yeah, Coleman got the SI Pole Award and then got told, congratulations, son, now go start in 5th. That's DNQ Racing for you. Reward the fast guy by making him dodge chaos.
And oh boy, he had plenty to dodge. From the drop of the green, Robert Showalter and Carl Hagg were throwing elbows for the top spot. Meanwhile, both Dollarhides, Carson and Coleman, were slicing through the field like they owned the place.
Jake Owens' night ended early with a mechanical issue. Tough break for him. That left the spotlight squarely on the Dollarhides, Showalter and Hagg.
And then, chaos. Zach Campolonga's left rear just came off. Wheel gone, bumper torn off. The whole thing looked like a garage sale in turn 3. Don't see Campolonga have mistakes like that often, but when he does, man, it's spectacular.
Yeah, Zach's bumper was flying off like he was trying to donate it to Goodwill mid-race. And of course we went to replay, slow-mo, onboard, you name it. Zach probably wishes we didn't.
After the restart, the intensity went up. Showalter committed to the high line as always, while Carson and Coleman Dollarhide worked the bottom. Behind them, Hagg, Patrick Brady, and Jason Johnson all kept themselves in the mix inside the top 6.
Showalter's up high like he's stapled to the cushion, and the Dollarhides are down low just pounding that bottom groove. It looked like a family reunion with dad and son both trying to move Grandpa Bob out of the way.
The Dollarhides have found some speed on the big track. Usually that causes some suspicion.
Eventually Carson made it stick. He had a strong push from his dad, Coleman, and that gave him just enough momentum to clear Showalter and take command of the race.
Showalter's got to be thinking, man, not one, but 2 Dollarhides. That's just cruel. Like getting bit by a mosquito and then realizing there's a whole swarm waiting.
And Coleman wasn't done. He moved in on Showalter too, and before long it was a Dollarhide 1-2 show up front with Robert shuffled back to 3rd.
Then came the 5 to go caution. Field bunched up. Carson chose the outside, father versus son, to settle it all.
And right on cue, Coleman gave his boy a little get up there bump off turn 2. Nothing dirty, just a friendly, hey, I'm still dad, don't forget.
Yeah, Father's Day card's gonna read, thanks for the draft, old man.
From there, Carson held on. Coleman stayed close. Showalter tried to mount one more charge, but it wasn't enough. Carson Dollarhide wins the LRD Busch Grand National Feature on the big track and takes home the win. However, it was his dad, Coleman, who took home some cold hard cash from LRD CEO James Wall.
That kid's got a golden horseshoe shoved somewhere, I'm telling you. Every time it counts, Carson's right there. Good for Coleman taking home the money from LRD.
And for the Dollarhides, that's not just bragging rights, that's history. Father and son finishing 1-2, with Showalter lurking like the cranky uncle at the cookout. Perfect way to kick off the President's Cup night. Steve Post was there to meet with the top 3 finishers.
Wow, what a run. What a run here tonight for Carson Dollarhide picking up the win. Congratulations. Took you a little time to get it wound up, but what was the cart like and how did you navigate to get to the win?
The car was good. I kind of just rode behind Bobby there for the first little bit, and then I just figured it was time to go. The top was rolling, so I knew if I stayed up there and kept the mow up, I'd be fine. But the old man had a faster go-kart than me for sure. I think we may have had a little help there at the end, but all in all, it was a good night. It was fun. Patience paid off.
Patience did pay off. A great run. You picked up the win the last time out on Mini Millbridge, so it's got to be good to come back on the different configuration. The old guard racetrack, the OG Millbridge, has to be cool to get a win here on the big track as well.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. I hate that for Tyler Deering, but it was good for the points, and ultimately I think, you know, I've been doing this for a while, and I've never really had a shot to run for it, so this year's the year.
This year's the year, 3rd in points entering, but 2 in a row. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to thank Boomer Hawk for the go-kart and everybody here that helps me. So
there we go. That's Carson Dollarhide. Picks lap. Look at that trophy, the LRD. Man, oh man, fastest lap award trophy down here. Whoa, how about that? $200 cash. Wow, man, I'll tell you what, that is great. How about that? $200. Yeah, I reached out to shake your hand. You almost handed me the bills.
This is pretty awesome. I tell you, I got to thank Boomer Hawk for all the help with these things. We made some changes the last couple of weeks, and I think we finally hit on what they like. So we're rolling now. We're in a good spot.
In a good spot, that's for sure. Did you have anything for the kid? He said he thought you were faster than him at the end.
I was rolling there. I screwed up like 2 to go, and he got out from me just a little bit, and I couldn't run him back down. But we're pretty close.
Pretty close, that's for sure. The fastest lap of the race. $200 down here. Man, isn't that awesome? It's pretty good. We appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. You know, giving back to the series that we were me and Brandon Blake were part of the inaugural series, and watch these boys have fun. Most of them work for teams that support LRD, and some of them do. So give them back to them.
LRD here tonight, fastest lap award in all 5 divisions here. Love that bling they're putting around the neck of the racers as well.
Here's how they finished in the Busch Grand National Series on the big track September 23rd.
Carson Dollarhide brings it home in first. Another win for the kid, his second in the series this year, and this one's huge under the lights. He had to beat his dad to do it, and he did it clean. That's a statement.
Yeah, and right behind him, good old dad, Coleman Dollarhide, takes second. That's a Dollarhide 1-2 sweep. If they weren't already unbearable at family dinners, they sure are now.
And rounding out the podium, Robert Showalter in third. He was the meat in a Dollarhide sandwich all night long. Honestly, I think Bob would have rather been anywhere else.
Fourth went to Jason Johnson. Solid run for him. He was right in the thick of that top 6 battle the whole night. And in fifth, Carl Hagg. You know, every time he unloads, you expect him to be in the conversation. And sure enough, he and Scumbag Racing were mixing it up with the best of them.
6th place, Patrick Briety. Still hanging around in that top 10 picture, kind of the quiet guy in the bar fight, but when the dust clears, he's still standing. Scumbag Racing owns the 7th and 8th places. 7th was Colin Hofner. Decent night, kept it clean, kept it moving. 8th place, Gage Wenzel. The rookie put together a nice race. That's one for the confidence column.
9th goes to Jacob Teagan. Don't hear his name enough, but a top 10 is something to hang your hat on in this series. 10th, Jory Heilbrun. Not flashy, but he did what he needed to and got out of here with a clean cart. Austin Karras, 11th. Casey Heschel, 12th. Those two were scrapping mid-pack, and honestly, that was some of the most fun to watch if you weren't staring at the leaders.
Jay Coppola in 13th, Josh Lewis in 14th. They survived. Sometimes that's the name of the game. Hayden Wooten in 15th. Isaac Love 16th. Mark Lambert 17th. All 3 of those drivers had moments tonight but couldn't quite break through to the front.
18th went to Joe McDonald. He'll probably tell you his cart was junk, but hey, he's on the results sheet. 19th, Jake Owings. That's about all we got on him. It wasn't his night. 20th, Matthew Murphy. He had no speed early, maybe had an engine issue, but only made it 16 laps. And last but not least, well, technically last, Zach Campalonga in 21st. That left rear disaster early on, ruined his night. Rare mistake, and he paid for it.
So there it is. Carson Dollarhide, Coleman Dollarhide, and Robert Showalter, your top 3 tonight in the Busch Grand National Series. A father-son sweep at the front in a hard-fought race all the way through the field.
And when the dust settled on the big track tonight, the President's Cup came right down to the wire. Robert Showalter, the veteran, proved once again why his name belongs in the DNQ Hall of Fame. He takes the cup by just 5 points over Carson Dollarhide. The kid gave him everything he could handle, but it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, Carson threw the kitchen sink, the microwave, and maybe even Grandma's crockpot at Showalter, and the old man still said, nope, not today, Junior. You gotta respect that. The kid's got a golden horseshoe most weeks, but tonight, Showalter ripped it right out of his back pocket.
And how about Coleman Dollarhide? Quietly consistent, kept himself in the picture all season long. He might not have had the flash of Carson or the iron fist of Showalter, but 3rd place overall in this series is nothing to sneeze at.
Zach Campalonga rounding out the top 4. He's been one of the most integral parts of this division. Always finds a way to keep himself in the hunt, and tonight's finish puts an exclamation point on that.
So there it is, folks. Showalter with the President's Cup. 5 points, razor-thin margin, but enough to put another piece of hardware on his shelf. And you just know he's going to remind everybody of it next season about 50 times.